we are back on the Fun Factor podcast. My name is Aidan. I'm one of the co-hosts of Fun Factor. If you're watching the 16th part of this Illusion of Gaia playthrough, you're probably familiar with who I am, but we are playing Illusion of Gaia. We're near the end of this retranslation patch, so this is a fan patch. I've talked a lot about it on other episodes of this series, but fan patch that retranslates the game, because Illusion of Gaia, dodgy localization originally. I haven't been too impressed with the fan translation. I won't go too much into that right now, but I have been impressed with the quality of life and the optional improvements that come with the fan translation patch. So overall, it is something that I highly recommend, and the retranslation patch isn't like worse than the original. It's just not like exactly what I'd like to see from something when there's like this much effort put in. It just needs more polished work and stuff like that. They'll get there. We'll get there. Let's check out what's going on with the chat. I'll get it up on my prompter. So right now I have this running on my Superstation NT, which is pretty cool. And I'm running it through my capture card, but also on my CRT right beside me, which you can't really see, but I can see, and it looks good. I wish there was a way. So my prompter software is on the screen that I am running the game through, which is cool, which is great, excellent, love it. And I can't get to it. So let's see if I can get my chat up in OBS. I know I can do it. Docs. Chat. Aha, bingo. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, I got a different chat up. So hopefully I can see y'all. Okay. So we are near the end of the game. We're actually in the village of Tao. You can see if you look at my health widget things up there. That I'm almost full health. This is the last place in the game, last town in the game before you go on to the pyramid and then Tower of Babel and wrap up. So I don't think we'll wrap up today, but let's see how far we get. This fellow playing the flute says, "Are you by chance Mr. Will?" And I can say yes. All right, perfect. I'm delivering a letter and package from people called Bill and Lola, who are my aunt and uncle, who I've lived with since my dad passed away on an expedition to the Tower of Babel like a year ago. Take them. Got the letter and your father's notepad. Cool. Cool. I forgot to tweet out that I'm live on the Fun Factor account on Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky. It's a good account, I think. Okay. So one of the things I've been thinking about a lot since starting, or like kind of getting here close to the end of Illusion of Gaia is like what comes next, and I think I've got some ideas. I've talked previously about maybe playing Quest 64 on stream, which is, of course, popular these days. I could just spend some time dipping into more indie games and stuff like that. I started playing, downloaded 2 games about dinosaurs, pixel art dinosaur games. One is called Theropods, which is like a classic point-and-click style adventure game with no dialogue, which is fun. And then the other is called Primal Planet, which is like a pixel art Metroidvania, where you play, and you're a caveman living with dinosaurs. I don't know. A caveman didn't live with dinosaurs in either, so either of these games aren't, historically accurate, if you will, but they seem pretty fun. So, Father's Journal, Will's Father's Journal info on the pyramid. So let's use this and see. So I was finally successful in deciphering the ancient characters, the hieroglyphs. This might be the first time in the world they've been translated. According to the Book of Revelation, the pyramid hides the key which can unravel the monumental mysteries of human history. We have some hieroglyphs, and then it says the first sentence at the beginning of this hieroglyph means the sun god rises from the horizon. When I progressed to the pyramid, I discovered plates with the same characters as these. Then, there are pages torn here. Uh-oh. Okay, that was the end of what I have. Okay. This is Desert Town Dow. I think it's rare to see a normal child in this kind of place. Let's remove that. You can see, and I've talked about this on pretty much every episode, but right there at the top of the screen, you can see between the 7 hearts I have and the 32 things is an empty circle, and that actually shows you what you have equipped. And if you can believe it, there wasn't in the original version a way to see like which item you had equipped, and so that's something they've added in this patch, which is pretty cool. I was wondering if we couldn't import black pepper as a substitute for the slave trade. You know, that would be preferable. That brought me all the way to Dow. Okie dokie. So, oh wait, shoot. Okay, where are my friends? Do you want to play a fun game using these snakes? The rules are simple. The snakes come out of the jar and you compete on how many you can strike in 1 minute. 1 minute? Alright, hit whichever jar you like, and then after that, we'll start. Okay. I feel like this is probably the play. Right? Because if I keep trying to run back and forth between that other one on the far left, like, I'm gonna miss more than just ignoring it, right? I guess the question is, does the one on the left come out more than the one on the right? Like, but really, I'm getting way more here than I would have if I tried to, like, play it straight, right? A minute is way too long for this mini game. 20 seconds? Maybe? 30? Whoa, a score of 61. You're very strong, huh? All right, I'll give you 2 red jewels as a prize. I'll send them to the jewel merchant for you, all right? That's pretty cool. Gems, of course, right next door. I have already kind of reached the max point where I want to get gems. I don't need the dark power because I got it elsewhere in the game, and I'm not doing a full gem run of the game. So cool to get 2 gems, but I don't need them. The girl was silent and held out a paper. A picture of a black panther is drawn there. A shiver ran down my spine, Will says. Could the jackal that was supposed to be tracking us have given this as a warning? Now, like, why is his name the Jackal and he gives out and leaves behind pictures of a panther? I don't know if that's a localization thing. I don't know if that's just a weird writing thing from the original game, but it's strange. Okay, so the Jackal. They've been like, the Jackal is like a mercenary that has been like hunting us, and specifically hunting the Princess Kara for like, no, not the Princess Kara. Well, the Jackal tried to kill Will's parents. I can't remember, but it seems that recently a movement's arisen to abolish the slave trade. It seems that the Roulette Corporation's president started that movement himself. Wow. The specialties in this town are spices such as black pepper. Hey, Jason. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. We're getting close, Jason. We're getting close to the end here. We're abolishing the slave trade, which is excellent. Yeah, we're gonna go to a pyramid next. It said that even the carpets in Edward Castle were woven in this town for 40 years. Wow. Okay. Wonder who Edward was. Oh my gosh, look at all the snakes. Have you played Snake Panic? I'm still preparing myself spiritually. Snake Panic does not sound like my kind of game. Hey, this isn't a show. Get over there. Get over there. Go. People come all the way to this town, to buy slaves. Now that it comes down to actually making a purchase, I somehow haven't been able to decide. In the end, I guess that there's no price on human life. Yeah. No. Every life is priceless. It seems like he may not speak your language. It seems like the boy is trying to petition to you about something with his eyes. Yeah. There's a huge pyramid in this vicinity. Many explorers have come in search of treasure, but there is still no one that has found it. I don't know, man. I wouldn't rob a pyramid. In real life, that would be bad mojo. We're explorers. We came here because we had heard that there should be an apostrophe there. Those are the types of like little things in this retranslation patch that just like you just need you need a polish pass, another one, because there's been a lot of that kind of stuff. That there's treasure sleeping in the pyramid, but how does the pyramid not sink into the sand even though it's a bunch of huge stones? It's a mystery to me, I guess. Weight distribution, buddy. There's a mysterious legend in this region. The pyramid is a place for the dead. Only those who have surpassed their corporeal bodies are qualified to step inside. If it's as those words say, the pyramid has a giant foundation. Perhaps you can't go inside unless you're dead. Of course, also, that guy, I like the idea that that guy in there thinks that pyramids are built on, like, the top of a sand dune. Which is pretty good. Alright, I think... Oh, there's Kara. For a town that people call a hideout for slave merchants, it somehow doesn't feel like an infamous town, does it? So Kara is Will's friend. She's a princess. She's kind of come on this vacation journey adventure with him. This kind of sandstorm hurts my eyes. Unlike the other sandstorms that don't hurt people's eyes, I can't even walk outside. Okay. I'm just gonna save because that was a lot of dialogue and stuff. Now, I think we can head to the pyramid. This is the last, like, major dungeon in the game. There is sort of a final dungeon, the Tower of Babel, but it's more like a boss rush. The pyramid is pretty fun, and we get the third and final character that we get to play as in the pyramid, which is cool. Okay, pyramid. Oh, I don't like. Oh my gosh. I can't. Why am I turning brown? Okay, there were only the two of them. I couldn't block those with my spinny thing, I guess. Jason in chat, yeah, I prefer the sandstorms that are gentle and soothing. Me too. Long time ago. My only real sandstorm story is a long time ago. Back in 2001, my friends and I went, we drove, I live in BC on the coast. We drove my parents' minivan loaded with kids. We were all like 17, 18, just graduated high school. We drove out to Calgary for Warped Tour. And it was really fun. It was really cool, but it was in the middle of like a racetrack in the summer. And so it was really dry in there, but like a big windstorm kicked up while the festival was going on, to the point where like people were like in bands and stuff were like having to stand at their merch tables, like holding on to the tents that they were under so that they wouldn't blow away and blow over. So it was pretty cool. And I just have like these big memories of watching Rancid perform like during like a legitimate sandstorm. It was just kicking up dirt like everywhere. I had pretty long kind of curly hair at the time, and it was like thick and like almost like not dreadlocks, but like knotted and like together. It was gross. But good memory. Okay, Gaia, the big head, is saying that I can now become shadow. Shouldst thou stand in front of the statue on the right, thou canst change into shadow, a more powerful warrior of darkness. Thus I want to bestow an item upon thee. Got the Ball of Aura. Out here, gonna go out there, start aura mogging everybody with my Ball of Aura. The Ball of Aura is Shadow's heart. Shadow's body changes to be like water if they raise it. The pyramid, as it is now known. What? The pyramid, as it is now known, the pyramid, as seen on the surface, is in reality only one part of the whole. Most of it is sleeping underground. Well, thou shouldst transform into shadow and head underground. Okay, so they're sort of addressing that pyramid guy who's like, how did they build it on the top of a sand dune? But it's actually like deep beneath the sand. I see. Ball of Aura is when he slammed on someone in basketball. Yeah, for sure. Like the fiery dunks in NBA Jam. A voice echoes in your head. I have been waiting all this time for this moment to come. Make no mistake, I am Shadow, the ultimate warrior produced by the comet's light. My body is formless. You may think of it as what a human becomes when only their consciousness evolves. The comet that is now nearing the Earth is also a formless body of pure consciousness. Only my body can oppose the destruction-bringing comet. Well, you should close your eyes. So that's cool. Now I get to be Shadow, and Shadow's pretty strong. Pretty cool. And just like looks sick. Like how cool is that? Look at that like gradient effect of like the green and yellow fire. Still just looks so cool. It's funny because he's like small though. Like look at him compared to like Friedan. Friedan's pretty big. Look at that. But Shadow's pretty small, but he's strong. The strongest warrior. Alright. Let's go explore some pyramid. Pyramid. I guess how it's just called pyramid. Not the pyramid, not like anything else. I also oh shoot. No! Now I gotta go change into Shadow again. Oh my gosh, I gotta fight these things again. I gotta remember the controls in this game. It has been a little while since my last stream, but I do, as I was saying on Blue Sky when I was posting the link to the stream here, I do want to, you know, as we're coming to the end of the summer and my schedule as like parenting little kids is gonna start sort of evening out a bit. I do want to start setting up a regular Thursday stream, and that's going to be starting today, so that'll be good. So the explorer says traps are scattered through the ruins to prevent people from entering. There's a story that says this room has a mechanism that reacts to sound. Don't make any loud noises, even by mistake. So I can't even do anything in here. Oh, that's pretty sick. Look at that's like my defensive move. There is a way, Gaia said this already, but I can like turn into okay, I don't have the flute, so I need to turn back into Will. But yeah, there's a way he can like turn into a puddle. So I must just kind of get the powers throughout maybe this dungeon. I can't remember when I get them. All right. So I'm gonna play this flute song. He quietly started playing the melody that Lola had taught him. Let's see. one thing I want to do, I'm looking at my, the Twitch dashboard, and I remembered that it now supports horizontal and vertical streaming. I forgot about that. I need to set that up for y'all. Okay, so I missed what happened here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Ah! I can't skip that. See, that's one of the, like, I can see that I have the music equipped right now, which is useful. But sometimes, like in the original version of the game, you would just like always accidentally use items that you had equipped. Okay, so those statues blew fire. In chat, Jason's joking, saying, "Oh my gosh, this game ripped off Zelda." And yes, technically, I suppose so. Link to the Past was what, 91, and the Ocarina. So, you know, a little bit of inspiration there, but items. Oh, okay. Or a Dark Knight Shadow's body turns to water. What was I saying? Oh, yes. But yes, obviously Zelda, big influence on this game, one can imagine. But it's not that far off from Zelda. It's a 1993 game, which still, like, blows my mind. I still find it to be one of the, like, best looking and sounding Super Nintendo games out there. Yeah, there we go. See, I can turn into water and go down, 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 down until I hit the ground. That's pretty cool. Okay. I don't really know, like, what was that all about with the music at the top of the pyramid. That was strange. Okay, that's just cool. Look at this. Head first turns into water. So right now, like below me, you can just see that there's that darkness, right? It's just black. That just means, oh, the pyramid's entrance is vaguely reflected in blue light. Okay, yeah, that's how I get back up there. But yeah, that means I can't go down any further. If I went up to the top of the pyramid, back to the entrance, you can see that the bricks sort of like descend down under my feet instead of that black space. And that's how you kind of know, like, where you can use the water skill. I do not like this dungeon. It's very confusing. And not very intuitive. I actually like, and I've mentioned that in a few other dungeons, but I do think largely, so yeah, you can see that somewhere I can kind of go down. I do think largely the, like, sort of vertical dungeons in this game are not like, great. Compared to the more, like, horizontal, regular Zelda-style dungeons. I just find these, like, to be confusing for the most part. Rather than sort of, like, maze-like in a fun way. Oh gosh, you know what, I'm gonna take that off when I'm not. When I don't need it. So yeah, so there you can see right there. This means I can use my water move to go down, which is cool. It's like very obvious on my computer monitor, less so on my actual CRT, which is probably good. Like it, you know, it kind of blends in a little bit more. The CRT is doing a lot of work to kind of make it not quite as obvious that you can do that. Yeah, look at that. Those bird guys, they're just like hanging out in the pyramid waiting. I seem to remember the direction that the bird guys are standing matters somehow. But I can't remember why. You're kind of seeing how, like, this place ends up being kind of confusing them in that way. Like, I have no idea where I am at this point, nor do I really, like, have a strong idea of what my goal is in the pyramid, other than, like, get to the end. Which is fine. That's usually the goal in all the Illusion of Gaia, like, dungeons, but, it is kind of nice to feel like you're, like, making progress. Like, in Mu, you're kind of collecting the statues so you can open, the path in open a path forward so you can get further in the dungeon. Whereas this game, or this dungeon is more like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And, like, that whole, like, sequence was just to get a red gem, I suppose. Which, okay, cool. Red gems are good, but I don't need them. This is one, like, see how they're all facing this way? Boo, 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 boo. Then that guy is facing the wrong way. Like, do I need the flute? They're all facing this way, and then that guy's facing that way. I can't quite remember, but I have some sort of, like, vague memory that the direction that the guys are facing matters. I'm clearing this place out pretty quick. That's a strength, and what, 2 defense now at this point already, which is pretty good. Do I want to go down there? I don't. Where does that go? But you know what? I kind of got off track. I was talking about, like, what comes next after Illusion of Gaia. I'm thinking, like I said, that it would be fun to play Quest 64. I have actually been playing. Oh, an engraved slate is stored in the wall. Is this the form of writing called hieroglyphics that I heard of in Tao? You removed the engraved slate and took it with you. Okay, do I need to get the engraved slates and put them back at the top? In any case, Quest 64, I've been playing the Game Boy Color adaptation of it, which is actually, I kind of like it. It's kind of good. Quest 64 obviously has kind of seen a resurgence in popularity. That could be fun to check out. Like most people, I think, I've always sort of just seen Quest 64 as a bit of a, like, you know, a joke, a meme, or whatever. But it's, you know, I don't know. I've been enjoying the Game Boy Color one a lot more than I expected. And I kind of wonder if that, coupled with obviously the Quest 64 official Blue Sky account or whatever, is endlessly amusing. I love it dearly, and that's also inspired me to want to play. So we'll see. But if, you know, let me know here in chat. Let me know, you know, on Blue Sky or wherever that, you know, like what you want to see me play. I think I went down there already, right? Or, like, you know, I was saying earlier about the dinosaur games. I could, you know, just check out random indie games, like I've done in the past, and just kind of like go from there. See what, you know, check something out every other time. I don't always necessarily need to, like, commit to a full playthrough of something. That's kind of what you guys want. I do like the idea of kind of balancing, like, a playthrough of a game, like Illusion of Gaia, with, like, my one-off streams where I kind of check out usually indie games, but it could be anything, really. So I want to wait. How do I charge? Because I need to go fast and then spin, right? I do like that here in this dungeon. They kind of, like, really want you to use all of your characters. So there's areas where Will excels, there's areas where Shadow is needed because of his, like, gumdrop ability or whatever, water drop ability. So I think it does handle that pretty well. For my other, like, you know, complaints about the vertical dungeons. I kind of like how the characters are like almost like the tools you would get in something like Wild Arms or Zelda, where they all have their own like biscuits. Okay, their own useful uses. Okay, charge. The other thing about, you know, streaming games too is I do have this new gaming PC that I've picked up and set up now. I even have it, so I do all like my video work. We produce the podcast. I do streaming on my Mac. Right now, this is a Superstation 1, like a Mister hooked up to a capture card going into my Mac. I have my laptop, not my laptop, my PC also now hooked into my capture card via HDMI, which, you know, probably seems silly, but it means I can quite easily like access and stream PC games without having to kind of like run a dual setup. Because what I want to avoid, like right now my mic and my camera and stuff is all hooked into my Mac. I don't want to have to like switch that stuff around when I want to stream PC games over to my PC. And I you know, I have a small KVM, but it doesn't support that much. And so yeah, I want to start streaming more PC games, and for me that probably means like more indie games. But what does it look like to you? You know, do I... Maybe it opens the door to doing more emulation of, like, you know, bigger, higher end, like, console games. You know, am I looking at emulating GameCube now? What I really need eventually, when I can afford it, is, so if anyone knows Mike Chi, is a RetroTink 4K that I could, you know, easily hook up all of my old consoles. But alas. How do I... Okay. These birds are so easy with shadow, but they're hard with Will. One consideration, I think, with streaming is that, like, if I do pick out specific games for full playthroughs like this, I do want them to sort of, like, ring in at, like, 15 hours tops. That's probably, like, usually Illusion of Gaia, I would say, like, takes me about 11 hours, 12 hours. I think all said, like, we're on number 16 here, and most of them seem to be around 45 minutes to an hour. So, like, whatever, do the math there. Like, yeah, I mean, that's probably 12-ish hours, which makes sense. But I'd want to keep the games that I'm streaming as a series probably down in that range. Could do a Chrono Trigger playthrough. That was actually like the first major game that I streamed. I guess that was back closer to the beginning of the pandemic, I think, where I was streaming a lot of Chrono Trigger. I don't actually think I finished that playthrough though. I got close, but didn't quite finish it. Okay, so who do I need now? Friedan? Here. I mean, one needed Shadow, one needed Will. So it stands to reason the third one on the left side will need Friedan. So let's try. I don't love the idea of unblockable attacks in this game. Of course, like, you know, I won't go too deep into it because I talk about it a lot on other episodes of this stream, but this game is very much like resource management when it comes to like health and damage, because there's a finite number of healing items, the healing herbs in the game, and so managing your health is like sort of the balancing act that you need to follow. And so unblockable attacks, I think, are kind of. But whoa, okay, but they're invisible. As you can see, like I know the game pretty well, but it's not. I don't know it like 100%. I've played through it and beat it several times, but there's still stuff that kind of catches me off guard, little things that I don't remember, which is perfect, actually. That's just the way I'd have it. So I guess I need to be Will in this one also. I also, like, you know, with picking the next game, I have a Mister, I have the Superstation, so I do have access now to be able to stream a lot of systems that I wasn't able to previously. Obviously, I've done some, you know, variety streams where I've just looked through, like, the Mister, played random games, but I could also start a playthrough of, you know, like, it could be Panzer Dragoon Saga, which I don't want to pick that one specifically because I'm actually in the middle of my own playthrough of it, so I'd want to maybe leave a gap there, but that idea stands. Like, I could do, you know, Legend of Oasis. I could do, you know, like other Saturn games that previously I never would have really had an opportunity to do, which would be fun. What are all the great, like, 32X RPGs? There's gotta be some, right? So these are birds. I can see them here. What about those, like, yeah, like, are there the, like, secret hidden Jaguar RPGs that you guys want me to play through? Should I play virtual Hide-Lide? Should I play regular Hide-Lide? I'm not doing that. Now it looks like it's almost like I need to, like, dip in and out here, like, do I need to be Shadow to get down there now? You know what I mean? It's almost like I need to be Will and Shadow at different points. Can I get here as Shadow? Yes, right? It was just Will to get over there. What are these guys? I just needed it to get over there. Will's running, dashing ability to get over there, get the red gems, and kill that one enemy, I suppose. How about no Hide-Lide? Maybe no Hide-Lide. Is that a thing? I would love to, like, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about, I haven't played the Trails in the Sky first chapter remake yet. The second one's coming out soon. It's like, I would love to, like, play through a whole big game like that, but, you know, even at whatever, what did I say? You know, like, even if once a week, Thursdays, right? Which is kind of what I can handle. Like, I don't know, I'm looking at, what, 50 weeks to beat it? Like, a whole year? Like, I don't really want to stream the same game for a whole year, and I doubt you guys all want to just watch me stream the same game for a year every week. I don't think that's sort of like recipe for success style decision making. You know, what does success look like streaming? It's just having fun, but yeah, I don't know. That seems nuts. It's crazy to me that you have people that do go through and stream through, like, whole games like that, because that's a lot. You know, Baldur's Gate 3, I want to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, and that'll probably be the next thing I play after I beat. On my PC, I'm playing Dune 2016, catching up with all the classics. And then playing a little bit of Forza as well, which has been kind of fun. But okay, there's an elevator. That's kind of cool. In Suikoden, there's that time where a guy invents an elevator. It's a big deal. Okay, is that just to get those two enemies? No, let's see. No, this is cool. You know what? This dungeon is like kind of cooler than I remember. I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure this is a trick, because I think, maybe it's not a trick. I think I'm supposed to go down. Can I go down here? Oh, I can't. I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This dungeon is actually like kind of cooler than I remember. Invisible birds. I wonder about that. Though. It was like this. It was like, yeah, there. Oh, I can't get it. I thought maybe that was like a secret, but I can't get in there. We have no time. Oh my gosh, 40 minutes already. Okay. Yeah, let's keep playing. I probably need to wrap up in the next 15 minutes or so. Those birds shoot me from. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's the end of the enemies here, which is good. I do like, the fact that stat progression in the game is basically like defeat all the enemies in an area, and then you kind of know at that point that you're done in the area. Which is nice. I got the engraved hieroglyphic slate. And then... So I have, what, 3 out of 6? Three out of 6. Yeah. So we've done all the ones on the left. And now it just looks like we need to do the ones on the right. But I don't really like how you don't know which character you need to play as until you've progressed through it a little bit. I think that's kind of lame. Like, it would be nice if each of the doors was gated by an ability that was only available to the character you needed, like, to use. Guy, I can't handle all of those all of those guys. Getting a little bit of slowdown. That was funny. Oh my gosh. Mummies. They shoot out some guys. Weird. Am I going up? Yeah. The weirdest thing about streaming games is that, like, so I have, like I said, Superstation via HDMI into my capture card. So then I have the capture card going straight into my monitor, which is like where I'm looking right now. But above it is my OBS, which is also showing the game, and the stream assets and stuff. And then I have this where I really want to play on my CRT, which I do think is better because it's also sort of in the direction of my prompter, which is where my camera is. But it's like, it's funny how, excuse me, I gotta sneeze. It's funny how throughout the stream here, like, I've looked at any one of the 3, like, like playthroughs. At any given time, I can see the gameplay, like, in at least 3 different places, which is not ideal. I will say, like, so I have an Elgato 4K-S capture card. Really great. It has pass-through HDMI, and so, you know, the version on my monitor in front of me, like the OBS version obviously does not look good. Does not function well. The OBS like preview. But the monitor version, like the capture card, really does seem to like have like no latency pass through, so it feels really good. Like it looks identical to what's going on my CRT. Obviously, like one's a CRT and one is a IPS like monitor, so there's the image quality is not as good, but in terms of like timing and stuff like that, it's pretty nice, it's pretty solid. Okay, I have no idea where I'm going now. I think I need to be Will here at some point, because I think, yeah, scrunches me. Okay. So let's go back and change it to Will, but like, I don't even know where I am at this point. And do I really need to be Will? Maybe? And like all of these rooms look the same. Do we really need this many? I know I need to go down there. That's where I came from, but I do want to see this. What's here? Okay, that's the last. It's funny because like I wonder how they delineate different rooms in this version, because I haven't like transitioned to a different screen. There, right? But, and I know there were other things shooting at me. I could hear them elsewhere in the dungeon. Okay. Let's become Will. And then save. I think what we'll do here, I'm coming up on time. I do these streams on my lunch break from my day job. And I'm definitely right there, about 45 minutes. So let's finish this door. And get the slate from this area, and then kind of go from there. We'll wrap up, and then the next time around, we'll finish off the pyramid. And that might, you know, that might end up being the wrap-up stream, because if I finish the pyramid, then there really is just the boss rush at the very end. So we could probably wrap that up. Maybe I plan for a bit of a longer final episode of the stream as well. Let's see. Okay, oh, you know what? Never mind. I did transition screens when I go through that door. Uh-oh. I got stuck. Speaking of, like, cool special effects, Digital Foundry, they have their digital, what is it called? Retro podcast, which is really good. It's Try and Corey from My Life in Gaming, John Linneman from Digital Foundry. They put out episodes every 2 weeks, I think. Fabulous show. One of my favorites. They have an episode, their most recent episode was about like cool, like retro visual effects that we just don't see anymore. And I feel like this game is just full of them. Like I love the way the ghosts have that like the light and the color that kind of shimmers. And like it's like a gradient. I've been doing with my PC, I've been learning more about RGB lighting inside. Which I know is like kind of tacky. A lot of people don't love it, but I do. It's cool, it's bright. And so like it kind of reminds me of what like, you know, RGB lights and computers are doing these days, which is funny. And the orbs are the same, that they are like, they have that like kind of undulating, I don't even know how to describe it, but it looks really good, I think. See like the way the like light like kind of shimmers on them. It's cool. It's great, like great use of color. Kind of pixel art spaces. Ah, could be. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So the 4th slate. So I have 2 more slates. But I do think that's where I'm going to wrap it up today. Because I need to get back to work. Earn some money. So I can keep doing this podcast. Thank you for everybody who joined in today. Thanks, Jason and chat for keeping me company. This has been a lot of fun. These are going to become more regular, scheduled Thursday, 12 p.m. PST streams. We'll finish up Illusion of Gaia the next time. I've got some indie games I want to try. We'll also we'll settle on a game. See if you guys can convince me to play something other than Quest 64 for my next playthrough. Either way, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me playing Illusion of Gaia today. And yeah, thanks for all the support. You can find out more about the podcast, funfactorpod.com. Thank you, Jason and chat, for joining me for the stream. Funfactorpod.com. You can find us on YouTube. We have a video version of the show, which I spend a lot of time on, and it doesn't get a lot of traffic. Watch it, leave it streaming in the background, send it to friends, or if audio is your thing, we're always and always will be an audio first podcast. You can find us on any podcatcher you like, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, all that stuff, Overcast. And thanks for the support. Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, bang bells, hit things, and hit us up on Blue Sky. Let us know what's going on with video games in your life. Thank you so much. It was great to see everybody. Have a good day.